U.S. President Joe Biden has urged Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to agree to the establishment of a Palestinian state once the Gaza war ends. Netanyahu has been under fire, but he remains staunchly opposed to a two-state solution. He insists he will not compromise on full Israeli control of Gaza. We speak to Usuf Chikte, who is with the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign and BDS Movement of South Africa. Thank you very much, sir, for your time this morning. Some believe that the intervention may come in the form of the International Court of Justice's decision. As we await that, what is the sentiment, I guess, amongst your members?
Sorry, I'm hearing you very faintly. I think you've asked, can we just do something about the sound, please?
Okay. Is this better? Do I need to project?
A little bit better. Can you improve upon that?
Okay, yes, sure, definitely. Mr. Chikte, just asking that some would suggest that waiting for the International Court of Justice decision, that could perhaps be what will help in this situation. What is the sentiment amongst your members?
In terms of a two-state solution, in terms of a resolution of what's happening, certainly South Africa has made the right move in holding Israel accountable and restored some credibility to an international rule-based system where clearly the international multilateral fora have failed us. Cyril Ramaphosa, our President Cyril Ramaphosa, has indicated yesterday at the Non-Aligned Movement Conference in Uganda that the Security Council and other UN measures have failed the recourse to justice of people from the South, and especially with respect to Palestine. And I think what South Africa has done, together with the support of others now, is to make Israel accountable and bring an end to the impunity with which it conducts its genocide, apartheid, and settler colonialism. So I think it's an important move. The non-aligned movement has also called for a two-state solution yesterday, but based on an immediate ceasefire, unhindered access to aid, and a permanent solution to what is taking place, holding Israel accountable. But interestingly, the United States has also reprimanded Benjamin Netanyahu, couched in diplomatic terms, for going against them in calling for a two-state solution. Israel, of course, in the words of Benjamin Netanyahu, wants the whole of Israel as a Jewish-only state, a nation-state for Jews and Jews alone, and want to have as little, if nothing, Palestinians in it. That's why it's conducting its extermination policies, its collective punishment, its displacement, and it wants to remove the population of Palestine in Gaza, in the West Bank, out of Palestine, into Jordan, into Egypt, and to the rest of the world, creating a new wave of refugees, and in this another Nakba. So I think that's an important point to remember. The other point that I think one must remember is that the United States wants a two-state solution, but nobody's taking into account what the Palestinians want. The Palestinians want the restoration to the land, reparation for the refugees, and for the refugees to return, and for self-determination to take place. Their right to self-determination must be honored, is what they demand. In terms of a two-state solution, comprising of the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem, the feasibility of a two-state solution is increasingly becoming less because Israel is killing it. It has populated the West Bank with 750,000 settlers, hostile settlers, that is, and in the West Bank and in Gaza, they're thinning out the population. So that is a very serious problem that we have, and although Israel is conducting a war in Gaza, it's also conducting a war on the West Bank. I mean, we all know the figures, the horrific figures which our legal team has quoted in terms of about 25,000 killed, mostly 75% women and children, 60,000 injured. Every day about 10 people legs are amputated.
Mr. Chikte, sir, if you would allow me to please join you there for a moment. And so at this hour at least, are there people that you are speaking to in Gaza? What are they telling you? What is happening today as you and I speak?
Yeah. The message that we have from Gaza is that the genocide is continuing unabated and that hunger stalks the land, and for them hunger is a greater threat than security. So the horrors of the war have been overtaken by the conditions of the war: starvation, hunger, the lack of water, in addition to everything else. The reports that we receive is, you've seen one of the reports where a doctor had to amputate his daughter's leg because there was, without any anesthetic. The state of hospitals have collapsed. We also have women unable to breastfeed their children because of starvation, because of hunger. We also have women undergoing cesarean sections because of, without anesthetic. So at a health level, and they're continuously being asked to move from one place to the next, and there is no safe place in Gaza. The hospitals are not functioning. They are not given sufficient humanitarian aid, and the consequence of that disaster is now being heaped upon them.
Mr. Chikte, thank you very much for your time this morning. Thank you, sir. Usuf Chikte is the Palestinian Solidarity Campaign and BDS movement member in South Africa.